Guidus TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free, no ads. Support Guidus TV, watched by many, loved by all. New Muslims, young Muslims, born Muslims, non-Muslims, all enjoy it. Guidus TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free, no ads. Support and share. And get guided with Guidus TV. Guidus TV, watched by many, loved by all. New Muslims, young Muslims, born Muslims, non-Muslims, all enjoy it. Guidus TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free, no ads. Support and share. And get guided with Guidus TV. And we're coming to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. We have a guest with us tonight, Habib, and I'm going to turn it over to him so that he can explain to you what is required to enter the contest for Recite on TV. Here's Habib.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And so with that, there's a couple of things I want to point out. Considering today is Tuesday, that would give us, I think, 7 more days for the contest before it ends. So with that, the explanation. So the first thing you do is go to the website reciteontv.com. Then you fill out the application there for your child, making sure that you fill out everything that's there, name, address, email address, phone number, age of your child, and the surah that they're going to recite. After that, you make a video. And this is the crucial part of the whole thing. Because that's why it's called Recite on TV, because you need to make a video of your child reciting the Quran. So with that, the child, you're teaching them to learn how to recite the Quran. So they pick surahs that they know and that they're comfortable with, and then they recite one. And from there, to start off with, make sure the child says their name, where they're from, the surah that they're going to recite. These are things that are really important for this. And then they recite it, making sure that where they are has a nice background. There's no, it's in a place where there's no noises other than the child speaking, and that's the only thing that you hear. Making sure that there's no other distractions, like people walking behind them or somebody else in the shot, so it doesn't take away from the recitation. Making sure that there's no special effects like echo or anything like this that would take away from the sound quality of the recitation of the Quran, because they're judged on how their pronunciation of the Quran, of the Arabic of the Quran is. And this is something it's important. I think I pretty well covered everything.
Well, you left out one thing, one only thing that I would like to comment about, and it is, I'm going to show you guys right now what it is, a black screen. You should not have a black screen, because this is what a video is all about. And if you have a white screen, the same thing applies. Only if you have your camera on you while you're reciting, and you can have the book, you can have the Quran open, and really look at it, but they have to see your mouth reciting it and know that it is you. Yeah, and black screens don't cut it. I don't know how many times we've said that, and today we have another black screen. It was uploaded 23 hours ago, so that means that they probably didn't pay attention to that. Anyway, what do you think if we go ahead and let them see or hear this one?
Well, they can see what they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, they can have a black background, and that's perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
You can have a white background, and that's perfectly fine.
But we need to see you.
Like with me, you can see me, you hear me speak, you know it's me. So we need the same thing when the child is reciting the Quran, so we know it's that child actually doing it, and not some other audio from somewhere else.
Yes. But anyway, I'm going to show you the video, inshallah ta'ala. Let's see how we can bring it up. Hopefully it will work tonight. I've had some problems already tonight. Yes, it did come up. And there is one that was 3 days ago, Sami Yusuf, and one 23 hours ago. And let's click on that one. This is black screen. Sheikh Mohammed Bajaber. And he's in the 8 to 12 years group, reciting Al-Mujadala, and it's verses 19 to 21. All right, let's listen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم استحوذ عليهم الشيطان فأنساهم ذكر الله أولئك حزب الشيطان ألا إن حزب الشيطان هم الخاسرون إن الذين يحادون الله ورسوله أولئك في الأذلين كتب الله لأغلبن أنا ورسلي إن الله قوي عزيز.
Well, we don't know anything about this person except what they said in the web page that we provided for them. By the way, we provide a web page for each and every child that registers with us. That is what we do, and we keep them for about 4 years. So, and if they don't update anything, or then they'll lose it, However, if this person, it says Sheikh Mohammed Bajaber. I'm not familiar with that name. Anyway, it says he's in the 8 to 12 years. I don't know how he's a sheikh. Because sheikh means an old person. A respected old person, but an old person. That's the word sheikh. And yeah, it says he's Sheikh Mohammed Bajaber.
Oh, so that explains the reason why some brothers call me Sheikh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you're old.
Yeah, I'm not supposed. I'm not sure about the respected part, but yeah, I'm old.
Yeah, well, this is a common mistake that a lot of people make, thinking that the sheikh means that he's a wisdom, he has wisdom, or he's the head of a tribe, or he is the go-to guy, you know. But it doesn't. Literally the meaning of the word sheikh in the Arabic language is someone that's old and assumed respected. Yeah, because many times you have the opportunity to talk to somebody that's an elder, and you will find wisdom from them, and that's associated with it by default. But the word sheikh simply means an old guy. And sheikha applies to the women.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if it's sheikha so and so, that's a woman. And if it's sheikh so and so, it's a man. And all you have to do is be old.
Well, but that's something that comes naturally. I mean, you know, if you live long enough, you're going to be old.
Alhamdulillah. You're absolutely right about that. Well, what do you think?
Go ahead.
Yeah, what do you think about an idea of let's do another video?
Yes, that, and I was going to point out to people that are watching that have children that are learning to recite the Quran, we still have some more days left for them to be able to upload videos for the website, and they can still enter the contest. So I would encourage people to do that. And with this, let's watch the next video.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So this is Yusuf Shihata, and he's in the age group 13 to 17. And, well, I'll let you just see it for yourself. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it'll work. Yes, it did.
وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا وإذا خلا بعضهم إلى بعض قالوا أتحدثونهم بما فتح الله عليكم ليحاجوكم به عند ربكم أفلا تعقلون أولا يعلمون أن الله يعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون ومنهم أميون لا يعلمون الكتاب إلا أماني وإن هم إلا يظنون فويل للذين يكتبون الكتاب بأيديهم ثم يقولون هذا من عند الله ليشتروا به ثمنا قليلا فويل لهم مما كتبت أيديهم وويل لهم مما يكسبون.
MashaAllah. Well, he did a good job, but there is a big problem with this one. You want to know why?
Yeah, it's down in the corner if you notice it. It clearly, this was on TikTok, and this is really, really.
It's a no-no.
No.
It's a no-no. Well, if you want to upload and recite on TV. The website is called Recite on TV, and you record the program for this website. Don't pull something off of the TikTok or YouTube or any of the social media. Don't do that. Even if you recorded it yourself, we don't want it. That is what we don't want. However, if you want to upload that stuff, you go to Tube Islam, and we do have a policy there. You have to join it and wait for us to approve it, because we had a lot of hackers anyway. So if you want to do that, just welcome to that tubeislam.com, but not this one, not Recite on TV. Okay, what can you suggest to them to be eligible?
Well, the one thing that I would suggest, especially for this young folk, would be to redo the video and upload it to the website reciteontv.com. And this way it's just for reciteontv.com, and this way we can use it. The thing is, he could share it after he's posted it, and there's nothing wrong with him sharing it, because there's a space that says to share. So that is fine, but we want the original video of him or her, depending on who's doing it. So it's for our use only for so many years. So is there any more that could be added to this?
Actually, I would like to add this, that although probably he is Yusuf Shihata, and he probably is in the 13 to 17 age group, and for sure he's reciting from Al-Baqarah. That's the only thing that we can be sure about, because we don't know them, we don't know him, and somebody could just pull it off of the internet and stick it on there, and we don't have any clue. So if somebody would like to, if you know Yusuf Shihata and you feel comfortable telling him about this, at least tell him to watch Guide Us TV at 6 o'clock. No, let's see. We're 5 o'clock in 5 to 6 in California. That's 9 to 10 in New York. Is that right?
No, that would be 8 to 9 in New York.
What time is it for you?
It's actually 9 to 10 that the show is.
For you, because you're
Yes.
in Canada on the far extreme east side.
Yeah, so I would be Atlantic time, and New York would be Eastern, so that would be an hour difference. So the show would have started 8 o'clock in New York.
All right. Okay, now we got all of that worked out. Let's view another video. What do you think about that?
Yes, and once again, it is important that we see the person and we see the actual person. That's the reason why when you see something from, say, YouTube or TikTok or these other ones, it could be, somebody could have just seen this said, okay, I'll put this into the contest and, fill this all out. And so, thinking that they could win bogusly, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to put up something on the screen so that you can see it. This is what not to do. This is what not to do, because it is so beautiful, but we don't see any person. Let's do that right now. MashaAllah. She did a wonderful job. That's Amara. We suspect that because we didn't see her, but that sounds like her. And she's reading from the 25th surah, 24th surah. It's called An-Nur, the light. And this particular one has many, many things that Allah is comparing the darkness of disbelief and the lightness of the belief in Allah. He is comparing it in the verses that she just read to the darkness underneath the water, underneath the waves of the water, and under that, because there are waves in the water that are below the surface. I didn't know if you knew that, but I felt that before in my early days of diving. So I didn't know that these were waves. And it says light upon light. That's another part of the surah. It's saying light upon light. And for that's the believers. And the darkness, and it's saying that if you even extend out your hand, you can't see it under the water. And that is true about the very depths of the water itself. And they found that out when they looked for the Titanic, and they had a special made submarine that would go down there, and they said that it is exactly. And this was some of the people that were not Muslim. And they were saying that this is exactly right. So anyway, I think it's time for a promo. What do you think about that?
Yes, we could do it at this time.
Yeah, well, tell everybody what to do.
Okay, so stay tuned and stay guided with
Guide Us TV. This is Yusuf Estes with a personal message for you. Our kids need the Quran more now than ever before. Kids love to recite the Quran on TV, and we can reward them with great prizes. But no ads, no spam, no politics, no big business. Just our kids reciting the Quran, making a video, winning a prize, and every child will win a prize. And you get the rewards from Allah for your support and donations for kids to recite on TV. Let's keep it free for Allah. Support now. DonateIslam.com.
وقناة جايد أس التلفزيونية الفضائية.
The programs and the channel are all dedicated to true faith, what it is, why we need it, how we use it in today's world, in simple English, 24 hours a day, right here on Guidance TV. This is Yusuf Estes for Guidance TV, bidding you peace. Salam. Salam alaikum.
ووظف الشيخ يوسف التكنولوجيا في عمله الدعوي من خلال المواقع الإلكترونية، مستخدما اللغة الإنجليزية بشكل مبسط وممتع لضمان سهولة فهمها من قبل الحضور، بالإضافة إلى استشهاده بالقرآن والتعاليم الإسلامية خلال حديثه.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yusuf Estes with really good news. But first, many people are hearing things about Islam, but they are not getting the right message. So the best time to get the right message out is right now. And we have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our projects, our websites, satellite TV channels, and now we can reach every home on the planet, inshallah. Let's make that difference together. It's easy. And be my dawah partner. Yes, and the promo, it says scroll down, but just look down and you will see that it's donate, or that particular one was Dawah Partners. Be our Dawah partner, and you can donate if you want to. but you don't have to. Any of the websites that you look at today, especially on YouTube, when we go there, if you don't have a certain kind of a document with you or a sign up, you can donate money for them or pay money for them and get rid of the ads. But if you don't have that agreement with them, then you stuck with the ads on every single website or every single video that's there. This is a shame because the internet started out as a free organization, as a free, somewhere to communicate with people. And we used to do that from the 1980s until the 90s. And then we saw some people asking for a donation, something, if you like what I did, you can donate. So, and then in the 2000s, all of a sudden, when Google came along, and then the Google operation of YouTube, it started changing, and now it's all about money. Everything is about money. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to rant and rave about that, so just get over it.
So you were mentioning that there was a storm heading towards Florida earlier when we were talking.
Yes, let me see if I can put that on the air. Okay. I don't know if we can get that on the air, but it would be fun. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, it turns out we can do that.
Oh, mashallah.
Okay, this is going to be in Florida. Hurricane Milton, and its landfall is supposed to this was 4 hours ago, so probably it's already hit. I don't know. Let's take a look at it.
From every angle, we're going to get to our correspondents in Florida in just a moment. But first, let's go to NBC's Al Roker, who's with me here in the studio. Al, just give us the very latest. This does look like a monster.
It does, in fact, Kate. And in fact, we are seeing this thing start to intensify. The visible satellite shows that eye redeveloping now, and that's a sign of strengthening. Right now, much of the state of Florida under hurricane warnings from coast to coast. Fort Myers, Tampa, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Fort Pierce as well. Tropical storm warnings further to the south, hurricane watches as well. And as this system gets itself together now, it's 520 miles southwest of Tampa with winds now up to 155 miles per hour. It's moving northeast at 8 miles per hour. Path of this system is going to bring it sometime late tomorrow afternoon, evening, about 11 o'clock to 3 a.m. It's going to make landfall as possibly a Category 3 storm or stronger. We're going to watch this. Now, when it does kind of start to lose some of its strength, it's going to grow in size as it gradually weakens. Right now, tropical force winds extend out 200 miles from the center of the storm. But as it makes landfall, it's going to be close to 400 miles across, nearly doubling its size rise, and that means we're going to be looking at a larger storm, pushing more water, funneling that surge into the coast from Fort Myers up to Tampa, Sarasota as well. And so the surge warnings right now are very, very dire. We're talking about 10 to 15 feet from Tampa all the way down to Sarasota, just to the south, 6 to 10 feet, Naples, Fort Myers as well. So we're going to be watching that. And there's a storm surge on the other side as the system exits Florida. So we're going to be watching these storm surges over the next 36 hours. We've also got a risk for severe weather. Whenever you've got a system, especially to the right of the storm, you are going to be looking at severe weather. In fact, 14 million people at risk. Tornadoes are real likelihood from Daytona Beach, Orlando, Fort Myers, all the way down to Miami. Now, as far as the rainfall is concerned, we are looking at a flooding rainfall situation, a high risk of flash flooding for rivers and streams and streets from Orlando, Ocala, down to Sarasota. We could, Kate, be looking at up to 18 inches of rain, especially in north and north central Florida. So as this system gets itself together, it's going to be a very thin line, anywhere depending on 10 to 15 miles either way around Tampa. That's going to determine where the heaviest storm surge is, and we're going to be tracking it.
Right, and it's sort of to the south of where the storm actually crosses, right, is where we see the worst storm surge?
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. Al Roker, thanks for tracking it all for us. Appreciate it. Let's go to our correspondents. They're out in the storm zone right now. Sam Brock is in Tampa, Florida. Dana Griffin's in Naples. Chase Kane is in Orlando. Sam, I'll start with you. The Tampa area, as Al just laid out, it could take a direct hit from the hurricane. And that would be the first time in 100 years that they had a direct hit. Are you seeing people take these calls to evacuate seriously?
Sure, 3+ million people in the metro, Kate. Over my shoulder, quite the contrast. We were on this very road from Pinellas to Hillsborough with the bridge that connects it yesterday jammed for miles. Took us an hour and a half just to get back to Tampa. Look at it today. So either that means many folks have evacuated already or don't have the ability to at this point. And I say that because here's a gas station on the corner here. We're near Largo in Pinellas County. You got a lot of plastic bags that are covering pumps. There's signs on the pumps that say, please see the cashier inside to use. Then you scroll over there and you find big pieces of plywood, meaning that they've shut down. Obviously, folks here are concerned about their safety, gas stations and otherwise. I did have an interesting conversation with a woman not very long ago as we talked about all of the things that are going on the ground level. Governor DeSantis today earlier talking about having 8,000 National Guardsmen at the ready, 300+ dump trucks that are moving all these giant piles of debris that you've heard about that could be projectiles all over the Tampa Bay region. She said in her estimation, after what happened during Hurricane Helene only a couple of weeks ago, the mindset has completely reoriented and people are responding accordingly, both government and local. Take a listen to our conversation.
This is better than the last storm we just had. I've never seen so much activity and people are actually leaving. I did not see this with the one we just had. Helene, I didn't see a lot of people not worried. But this one, people are really leaving.
Kate, real quickly as well, hospitals. You talk about Florida as a huge footprint for healthcare. We did go to Advent Health yesterday. They actually ended up moving 40 to 50 patients from North Pinellas to north of Tampa. We met Bob Fitzinger there. These are some pictures of him yesterday. 79-year-old man already lost his home in Helene, one of many people that have been relocated. That was their only hospital. Tampa General has not had any evacuations yet, but obviously this is something we're paying very close attention to.
And Sam, I know that area. I know there are barrier islands out there and just lots of exposed areas. So hopefully people are getting off those places and getting inland. Thank you so much. Yeah. Dana, let me go to you. You're about 150 miles south of Sam in Naples, Florida. I know you spoke to the mayor. Yeah. What did she have to say?
Well, she said that mandatory evacuation started at 6 a.m. She hasn't seen the number of people evacuate that she would like, but she says that there is still time to get out. But take a look behind me. This beach is now full of people, more than we saw yesterday. You would think that we would see less people today, but there are several surfers in the water, families showing up to the beach. You would think that a hurricane, a Category 4 hurricane, is not about to barrel toward this state, even though we are outside of the direct hit of that storm, as Al mentioned, we could likely get life-threatening storm surge here, some 6 to 10 feet, and that is the biggest concern that even the mayor reiterated today. That's why they have evacuated the coastal residents and even some areas that are prone to storm surge. And she also wanted to give this stark reminder of just how quickly storms can change and how people need to be ready to evacuate. Listen.
Even with Ian, we weren't in the threat zone, and then all of a sudden we were getting a direct hit. So as far as I'm concerned, these storms are unpredictable. So don't think that just it can't take a quick turn, and we need to be prepared for that.
We need to be prepared, and I've asked several people, as you can see, more people are showing up. These people just walked right past us. I have asked people, are they leaving? I've heard, no, I'm in a safe area, and I've heard a quote, maybe. Kate?
Yeah, I think all of our weather folks, our meteorologists would say just err on the side of caution and eventually get out of there and move to higher ground. Let me go to Chase Kane. He is somewhere where a lot of people are headed in Orlando. That's like 100 miles inland. This is going to be the second major storm, as we've said, in 2 weeks. Are people evacuating? We heard Sam talking about people that are becoming wiser and knowing they need to get out of the way. What are you experiencing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of traffic on Interstate 4. It thins out a little bit here behind me, Kate, in downtown Orlando. But, you know, so many people are trying to leave Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region. Many gas stations are running out of gas along the way. You know, a lot of folks coming here, but even in a big tourist city like Orlando, not a lot of hotel rooms left. Farther to the north in Jacksonville, no hotel rooms left. We talked with a family that evacuated here from Port Charlotte. They stayed home for Ian. They wished they had not. Helene brought water within a few feet of their front door, and they said with Milton, they're getting out of town.
It's just very stressful to go through this, and if you've got to go through this once or a couple times a year, you start wondering, is this really worth it?
The risk to human life is, of course, the most important thing here. That's why Florida officials are emphasizing for folks to evacuate, because they are running out of time. One last point, though, Kate, when it comes to property, Moody's financial firm is estimating that in the path of Milton here in Florida, more than 1.1 trillion with a T, dollars of property in the path of Milton. Kate.
All right, Chase Kane for us, and to all of our reporters down there, please stay safe.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.
Well, yeah, that is a big thing, and that's why we devoted this time for it. I think that all of our Muslim brothers and sisters, and even the non-Muslims here in America, need to know about this. This is something that affects all of us, indirectly or directly. Yeah, and by the way, it's going to reach up there to Canada, inshallah, if you didn't know that already.
Well, a lot of these storms that do come up the East Coast do end up in Canada. There was one time that there was a major storm in the wintertime from one of these tropical storms or tornadoes that came up. So, and even in the summertime, we still get that too, or this time of the year. So, and these storms are getting much, much stronger and much, much bigger. And so there is a fact in the Atlantic provinces. We normally either get a tropical depression or we get a Category 1.
You said that was in the, what time was it?
Oh, I forget what year it was, but it was in the winter time, and it was a really bad storm. It hit Halifax, and Halifax was without electricity for several days.
Yes. That is, this is a fact of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us these tests all the time. Sometimes a small test, you know, where did I leave my car keys? Up to a flat tire on the highway, or maybe even more. The roof comes off of your house. And I've been in a tornado, several tornadoes, but this particular one was the biggest that they had ever seen at that time in Texas. And that particular tornado was in April of 1979. And it was so big. It reached all the way across Wichita Falls, Texas. And I thought it was just going to be a storm. And I had just traded for a new to me Cadillac. And I wanted to get it out of the way because I didn't have a garage at that time. So I thought, let's go and find an overhang, and I'll drive under that. And if it has any hailstorms or, stones, I'll be safe. And so I got in the car and I started driving down the street, and I saw people getting out of their cars and going in the ditches and laying down. And I thought, what the heck is that? And then somebody stopped for a red light and there was nobody coming. And I started blowing the horn and, get out of the way, get out of the way. Because red lights don't count when there's big storms. And the problem was that I didn't realize how big that tornado was. And I figured, in Texas, that part of Texas, northern Texas, you see tornadoes all the time, but you see them from a distance and they don't add up to much. This one took out 6 blocks of houses. And you couldn't see anything of the house anymore. You saw the slab and nothing else. The house was gone. The plumbing, the electricity, all of it was gone. The air conditioners or the garages, all gone. 6 blocks. And I'll never forget it. Well, anyway, so I was in my Cadillac, and I was so happy with that, but I wanted to get it protected. And then I drove, not with a canopy over me, but I figured, it's coming from the west, and so I'll just drive on the western side of a building. And lo and behold, it was a big building, an apartment store, and it had a lot of stuff on it, different businesses. And the bank that I banked at was on that lineup. So I pulled in there, and all of a sudden it hit hard. And I saw things out the window of the Cadillac. I saw things flying around in circles, but I didn't see it in a circle. I just saw them flying past because it was so big. I didn't see, I said, whoa, that's a car. No, that's somebody's house and parts of the houses and all of that. And I was protected by that, the building. Little did I know that the fact was, it was devastating. It was real devastating. The part that I was parked at was the only surviving part of the whole entire strip of businesses. There were only 54 people killed in that entire that night, and there were 6 more tornadoes that hit, but they were smaller than that. But they did a lot of damage too. The bank that I did business with, the only thing that was survived out there was their vault, their big vault that they had. That was 1997. No, 1979. Yeah, 1979. Yeah. Have you been through something like that?
No, not that quite. I mean, the worst thing I've actually been in was part of a depression that happened in Ontario where it rained a lot. The other thing was a snowstorm that lasted 3 days and we got 6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So nothing to compare to
6
that.
feet of snow is nothing to sneeze at, right?
Well, no, I mean, I'm 5'10", so that would have been 2 inches taller than my height.
MashaAllah. Well, let's see if we can get some folks to join us on TV. Recite on TV, that's the name of the game, and you can win prizes. You can actually, if you upload a video, you will receive a prize. That's a gift from us. And the categories, the 3 categories, one is 3 to 8, 3 to 7, and 8 to 12, and the ages I'm talking about. 3 to 8, 3 to 7, 8 to 12, and 13 to 17. So if you are in any of these age groups, you can enter and receive a prize, a gift. However, each one of those categories, all 3 of them, there's $1,000 waiting for the winner of the 3 to 7, and $1,000 waiting for the one that's 8 to 12, and the 13 to 17, there's $1,000 waiting for you. So if you would like to enter, you will receive the rewards from Allah, definitely, inshallah. How are you going to be able to do that? Go to Recite on TV, reciteontv.com. reciteontv.com. I'm repeating that several times so that you get it in your mind and you'll be able to focus on that. reciteontv.com. Okay. Then make, first of all, get your parents' permission to do it. And maybe they'll help you. And they can use the phone and set it down on a table or a box or something so that it doesn't move and it's pointed at you. Okay? Then get close to it. Don't be more than 3 feet away from the camera, because Even if they say, I can zoom in. Oh, yeah, well, I can do that with my phone, too. I can zoom in on something that's a mile away. Yeah? But you can't hear it. So this is why we're saying no more than 3 feet away. That's about how far I am from the camera right now, 3 feet away. And if you think it's close up, that's because we have a filter on it so that it can move in and move out. However, I have to excel in my voice, because if I talk the regular way, I'm looking over here, looking over there, you can't hear me. And the judges will not be able to hear as well. So they need to see your mouth move and know that you are reciting this particular recording. The judges are the people who are teaching the Quran, and they are really experienced in that. So I'm not the judge. I can't judge anything. Anyway, now after you record the video, if you think it's maybe okay, record it again. Because maybe you think it's okay, but maybe after you upload it, you say, nah, I wish I'd have done more. Okay, so you can record and no limit of how many you can put on there. If you see this particular year that one of the students of the Quran uploaded so many, but she wasn't in it. So, and when she was on, we got the message to her, and she realized, okay, I'm going to go on, and she had a niqab on. So, yeah, the face cover, that is like that. So we worked it out that if the contest comes to the point where the judges are seeing that she is really doing good, then we'll have a female judge who will contact her and see if we can get that done. It's not easy, but we hope that the outcome is that the children will realize the advantages of memorizing, reading, and practicing the Quran, because it's not just something that you do for fun. It's something that for your life. Go ahead.
Well, it's almost time to say salam to everyone.
Oh, yeah, I talked about the weather too much tonight. Okay, let's see if we have one more of the videos. We'll let the people see this. And yes, here it's going. Stay tuned, stay guided with Guide Us TV.
Guide Us TV.
وأنبتنا
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Stay tuned.